Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is like one of another video for the my course on YouTube regarding marketing analytics with Python. Up till this moment right now we have kind of gained fundamental skill sets to analyze data sets. Let's move on and actually go towards reporting our findings in a beautiful dashboard. So this video is all about making colorful, beautiful dashboard that we can actually make within the Jupyter Notebook environment. For the libraries that we are going to use are obviously our Matplotlib and Seaborn. So why dashboards actually matter in marketing? Marketing data often contains multiple KPIs like profits, retentions, lifetime values. A good dashboard transforms those numbers into visual stories that drive decision making but also help stakeholders to understand the finding more easily. So what it actually helps you do, it kind of simplifies the complex data, shows the trend instantly, enables comparison across multiple channels or segments. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually create a beautiful, stunning dashboard in Python environment with the help of Seaborn library and Matplotlib library. So first of all, let's move on and actually import libraries. We are importing pandas, we are importing matplotlib, its module pyplot, and we are also importing seaborn. And once we have that, let's move on and actually create the matrix that we will use in order to generate the dashboards, or we call it KPIs in terms of dashboards, in terms of marketing analytics. So obviously the churn, the people who actually churned and did not make subsequent order purchases are it's kind of a very important metrics for a business to know. So with the same ideology which we kind of discussed in the previous video, we are going to create a new column known as churn, and we are going to create its value by this particular formula where we have such that if subsequent order count is 0, then it creates value to 1. If it's not equal to 0, then we will have a 0 1. So here if the customer churn, we will have 1. If the customer did not churn and make subsequent order count, then it will have a 0. Now once we have churn, we are going to use the function group by, and we are going to group the values by marketing channel type. Once we group those values, we are going to calculate the aggregate matrix, which is kind of the total profit that was made per marketing channel type, and we are going to create calculate the average subsequent order count by each marketing channel type, and finally we are also going to calculate the average churn rate for each marketing channel type. Once we have that, we are going to rename few of the columns, such as for subsequent order counts to we will kind of rename it to average reorders, so that it will give more context to, or more store context, better context to the story that we are trying to depict through the data visualization. In the same way, we are going to replace the churn to churn rate. We are instead of like displaying the churn rate, why not just display retention rate, which is like 1 minus churn rate. That is quite easy to do. So here we are calculating the retention rate out of churn rate. Now once I have that, what we are going to do in order to create dashboard, we are going to use Seaborn library. So first of all, here we have this Python statement sns.setStyle is equal to white grid, so it makes plot visually cleaner with guidelines. And finally, this is where the magic will happen. Here you would define the layout of your dashboard, like how much plots it will contain. So here we are using like we are first of all creating two variables, fig comma axis, and we create its value, and we call this function subplots, and we are passing multiple input arguments. The first input argument is actually the number of rows or number of columns your dashboard might have. So in order to accommodate different charts, here we have like one row and two columns, so it means that it's going to accommodate two charts into it. And then finally we define the figure charts as well, and it takes an input argument in terms of height and width. Now once we define that, this is the terminology how we can actually define multiple plots within a dashboard. So first of all, whether you want to create total profit by channel, whether you want to create retention rate by channel, you will use this statement sns.bar plot, and you will pass multiple input argument. First one is obviously the data frame. So here we data is equal to channel underscore prefer, which we have generated previously. And then we are going to define the x-axis and y-axis. X-axis in our case is obviously marketing channel type, and y-axis is the total profit and retention rate. So these two statements are nearly identical, but just merely the change of y value, retention rate or total profit. And after that, once we want to, now if we want to like define the title, the labels of that specific particular plot, we will use index of x's. So for if we have in Python, you know that index starts with 0. So for the first plot, we will define a value something like this. Like we have axis, then we define this particular place for that axis, which is obviously the 0 defines the first place, and then we set the title total profit by marketing channel, and this is exactly what you see here, the title. Then in the same way we can define the y label, x label, and here we are setting tick parameters where we are defining that we want this label that are being displayed on x-axis, the value that are being displayed on x-axis to be rotated at 30 degree, and the same goes on. And once you define, you do this for the first place with the index 0, and then you do this for the second place with the index 1. And finally, if you want to add a whole title for the whole dashboard, you can use this function subtitle with dot notation fig dot subtitles, and define the whole big title for the whole dashboard with has the options to first do, and it takes number of input arguments. The first input argument is actually the text that will be displayed in the dashboard, and this number of other input arguments such as font size, font weight, and the position of it. So y is equal to 1.05. And finally, we are going to set the layout a little bit tight, and finally we are going to show the dashboard. So this is how our dashboard will look like. We in the right in the left axis we have total profit by marketing channel, and on the right axis we have customer retention rate by channel. So I hope this tutorial have been helpful. In the same way, you can define multiple places and multiple slots. Here in this particular scenario, we have like two rows and two column, and in that particular scenario, the index would go something like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So it will look like it will be able to accommodate four charts into its plates, and where we have like average reorders per customer, average promotion value used, retention rate by channel, total profit by marketing channel. So this dashboard is more comprehensive, it accommodates more information, and you are actually able to understand it. I hope this video have been helpful. If you have any question regarding today's video, feel free to write down your comment. I will be happy to help you out.